What is up, boys? Back again with another video for you all. So, the title of this video today is Fighting Deals with Your Insecurities. Now, I decided to record this video because, you know, I was thinking about the show Hajime no Ippo. Basically, he was a very shy kid, very shy kid. He was like very like soft-spoken, this and that. And then he became like this, he like became more confident, he became more happy, more fulfilled in his own skin instead of running away from it. And basically, I had these like many doubts back then. There's many doubts of like, oh, I'm too short, oh, my reach is too small, oh, this, I'm that, I'm Asian, I'm brown, whatever it may be. I had like all these different doubts because like I was different from everyone else, right? And basically, the reason why fighting or martial arts, or combat sports, whatever you want to call it, the reason why I believe that it gets rid of your insecurities is because at a flat out table, right, everyone is equal. Like when it's rolling in grappling, or when it's sparring in stand up, right, when it's striking, whatever it may be, right, we're all equal, right? So when we're all equal and you just perform because solely you train for it, or solely for the knowledge you have, right? Like the way you perform is because of you, right? So everyone is equal. So if you beat up a guy, he may have like elite genetics, he may have this and that, but if you've been training for a while and you have more knowledge on him, and you have better understanding, and you've trained more, you're more conditioned, right? You're better, well conditioned, you're gonna end up winning. But the reason why I truly want to record this video is because, if you are interested like in self-improvement, there's a lot of people like talking about this, like, Andrew Tate, the old self-improvement YouTuber, right? Name was Hamza. Basically, all these people are talking now. Jack Piggott, he's a YouTuber, he's like an up-and-coming self-improvement YouTuber. He's one of the top ones right now. But basically, if you really want self-development, self-growth, then literally one of the best skills that you can work on is fighting. Not purely for like so you can beat up people, but so you can beat up yourself. The beauty of fighting is not fighting other people. The beauty of fighting is you fighting yourself, right? You getting knocked down and you getting back up, you having those bad days but still coming back to the gym to get after it some more, you getting like trashed, getting beaten up, getting knocked down, right? And still having that attitude, that mentality to come back, that ingrains inside of your head. That, for example, you know when I went to the gym, like I was like kind of unaware about like the true like nature of sparring. So like I went in there and they started sparring, and I got hit with a spinning, was it back? Yeah, spinning back kick or spinning side kick, whatever it's called. But it was a spinning side kick, and then boom, it dropped me. And then I tightened up my guard and decided to not let my hands run freely. Decided to get my hands more tighter. But basically, I decided to go back, right? And the days when you feel like you got beaten and you still come back, that builds character. So that's why I believe that combat sports and martial arts really help build who you are. It gets rid of all the insecurities. For me, I get nervous going to the gym, but after I leave, I feel hella good. Like there's no other feeling to describe the feeling after training, bro. It felt like I accomplished my day, right? I felt like I accomplished my work. And maybe it has to do something with our innate feeling inside of us of going to war or going for hunting. You can look at it and see it as a hunt. The hunt. We all need that hunt in our lives. that thing that gives us a thrill, the things that gives us adrenaline, the things that makes us competitive. You know, and I think the best way of like best form of that is through fighting, through combat sport, through martial arts. It gets rid of your insecurities. You know, back then I used to walk in like closely tightly knit to myself, you know, shyly, soft-spoken. You know, I'm still kind of like that, but like I used to be like 10 times worse, 10 times more. But now I feel like come out of my shell like a turtle. You know, like a turtle's always in its shell. I feel like I came out of the shell of a turtle. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to be more in the shell. But when I started doing like MMA, like my life has gotten better because I've noticed like I'm more confident, I'm more fulfilled, and I feel like there's more peace inside my mind. You know, like it's very crazy how, you know, sometimes the opposites get the opposite outcomes. You know, people always like saying martial arts is very violent, but most martial artists are one of the most peaceful people you can be, or like one of the best. You know, like Georges St. Pierre, he's one of the most humble people. Khabib, most humble people. Because when you take out your aggression, you take out your problems, you take out your angriness in fighting and rolling and sparring, right? You take it out, heavy bag, whatever it may be in training. You take out all that energy and you transmute it into training. What's gonna end up happening is that you're gonna lose that, and you're gonna have peace. You know, you look at Miyamoto Musashi. He trained his whole life to kill people, to be the undefeated swordsman. And look at him in his book. It's about being peaceful, right? The best warriors, the best fighters are always those who are the best, like, have peace within them. It's because if you take out all that aggression and you put it into fighting, you will come back a more peaceful person. Now, the person who's built up all that anger, that, I think animosity is the word, I just heard that, but I'm just gonna use that, but basically all that anger and all that rage inside of them, and they're not letting it out, what's gonna end up happening is that they're not gonna be peaceful. Because they have all that built up, and then they're gonna wait for it and wait for it and wait for it, and boom, lash out. That's not what you want, right? So basically, that's another form that martial arts helps your life. So that was just a quick rant I decided to record because, you know, I felt like it could be helpful for people who's like, you know, thinking of starting or thinking of not doing it or thinking of doing it. I hope that video helps you out. And that's enough for me. Be the best possible person you can be.